Welcome to another episode, the place where we talk about kids ministry and take a peek behind the scenes. We try to share a little bit of what we've learned that works for us and some of our failures so you can avoid them. We release a new episode every Friday, and this is your backstage pass to see the magic or disaster that happens behind the scenes of our kids ministry. I'm your host, Gabe Baker, and today I'm joined by Anisha and Shaylee. Oh, yeah.
We're back. Hello, guys. Hello,
it's good to have you guys on here again. When we were at Summit, there was Brother Manwaran.
Oh, yes.
Asked, he's like, so are you the one that was...
I was the one. Twas I.
That was on the podcast and talked about giggling and all that.
Oh yeah. We have a reputation.
There was a fair share of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what are we talking about today? Somebody.
I'm not sure.
This is going to be unedited, just so you know.
This is not edited?
This is not going to be edited.
This podcast, today's title. Wait.
Today's podcast. Wait, what do you want us to say?
Yeah, what do you want us to call it? Is it
customer
customer service?
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to say something else.
Okay, well, today's podcast is about customer service.
All right, there you go.
Yes.
This is off the rails already. Oh,
today's podcast is about Sunday school. Okay.
Okay, so in today's competitive landscape, business leaders are constantly seeking ways to differentiate their organizations and create memorable experiences for clients, customers, and team members. So in Sunday school, we want to be extraordinary. I misspelled it on my notes, but that's what we want to be, is extraordinary, not extortionary.
Extortionary. Get what you can, people.
While the kids are young and dumb.
We should be just as passionate, maybe even more so, in kids ministry as businesses are in their bottom dollar. So while we can do flashy things and get noticed or grab attention, it doesn't accomplish much and it's not useful. So we want to have depth and create experiences that have meaning. So the premise of today's podcast is, it's kind of customer service, and you think like, what's that have to do with kids ministry or Sunday school? But the idea is that, I think that sometimes, we think, it's just the church, and we don't feel like we have to have the quality that would be demanded in a business setting.
Right. Wait, edit that right out. That was bad. I agree.
Edit that right out. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, because
it's good stuff. You should do a podcast.
Yeah, because you just expect people to be like, church people. They're just like, oh, it's just the church. Like, it's people I know. I'm not trying to necessarily impress them.
Right.
But
yeah, and so like both of you work, and so when you work, I remember a pastor saying one time that when we were doing things around the church, like event or fundraisers or whatever, you could kind of tell the difference between people that work in the real world, or that's not really right, the real world, but people that work, have a job, versus people that are they volunteer at the church, but they don't have a job, because there's just a different work ethic. Like they understand a little bit about like, okay, we have to get this done or whatever. And so on a macro level, I think that sometimes we let things slide in Sunday school or in church in general, in church, because it's church. Whereas, I guess part of it is volunteer is a thing, because if you get fired from your job, then you're losing money. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of let things slide. And then as leaders, as Sunday school leaders, I think that sometimes we put up with things that if it was our employee, we wouldn't put up with it. Mm. So anyway, that's kind of the premise today. And I just want to talk about, the idea of customer service within your Sunday school to kids and to your team.
To kids and to your team?
Yeah, to kids and to your team. So the first bullet there I have is delight in serving others. And so I think like sometimes that we can we can feel like it's a chore, and sometimes it is, but we can feel like it's a chore to be serving, like, oh, it's a drudgery, I got to do this. But then if you like can flip a switch in your mind, almost, is like if you think, okay, what are all the things that I could do for this person?
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, you guys both have brothers. So think about this, like having to do something for your brother. And sometimes sometimes you guys do nice things, but it's like maybe a drudgery or a chore versus like a guest preacher or something. And you want to go all out and, you know.
Yeah. I feel like if I ever feel like Sunday school is a chore, like it's just before. And then when I get in here, it's fine.
Oh, right. Like you're coming
I don't want to wake
practice
up. I don't want to
yeah.
go to practice. Ugh. And then when I get here, it's literally fine.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's always fun, of course.
I have nothing to say, and that is rare.
It is rare.
This has never happened to me before.
So this isn't about forced smiles or like rehearsing scripts, you know. It's about cultivating a sincere pleasure in making others' lives better. And so, and we're not just doing this for, you know, quote unquote, just these kids, you know. We're doing this for the kingdom of God. This is something that we do. And so like, I think about, you know, we had a podcast, I think it was Brother Miles and I, we talked about, you know, cleaning toilets or whatever, and you're doing it for the kingdom of God. It's not like, you know, there's not joy in cleaning toilets. And that's just a classic example everybody uses. There's not necessarily joy in cleaning toilets, except that there's joy in that I'm doing this for God. And so I think some people could roll their eyes at that and like, oh, whatever, you know. But really, if we can have that mindset when we are serving others, if we can have the mindset like we are doing this, it's not just for these kids. Like, what, you expect me to do that for that brat over there? You know, It's more like, it's kind of like, I remember this story about a man opened a door for a woman. And I don't know if this story is true. I've heard it a few times.
You told this story to us in school.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I already know that story.
Okay. So it just came to me. But this man opens the door for a woman, and she gets all mad at him because, you know, he opened it for her, and she's like talking about women's rights and women's liberty and all this stuff. And you feel like you have to open the door for me just because I'm a woman. And he's like, I didn't open the door for you because you're a woman. I opened the door for you because I'm a gentleman.
Yes.
Yes. That's
and so it's like, it's that mindset. Like, I'm not doing this just for you. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this because of who I am.
Right.
This is how I operate. And so I think if we could get to where our Sunday schools are like that, this is how we operate as an apostolic Sunday school. We have customer service in essence, you know.
I think another thing, this kind of goes back to you saying they're like just kids and thinking like, oh, they won't notice that because, you know, they're just a kid or they're not like this. It doesn't really matter if you have like a cool whatever because they're just a kid. But I mean, we've talked about all the things before that we remember that made such a big impact on us.
And like
when we were
it
just
now.
Kids, we were 6, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And
That's
you made
good.
such
what
a
they're
big
gonna remember
impact.
either.
Yeah, right. And
Like,
it
what
made
sticks
like
out.
it made it so cool. Just like everything, there were so many details that we might not have noticed every detail, but it contributed to the experience.
Yeah, the culmination of all of them.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually really good. So a while back I had Nicole and Ariella on, and they were they're a little bit older than you guys, not a whole bunch, but a little bit older than you guys. And they were the same thing. They were in Sunday school and now our staff, just like you guys are. And they told a story. I can't remember exactly what it was now. It's on the podcast, but they told a story about how we had them be a part in Sunday school, and they like came early and practiced something or whatever. And it's like years ago, and they're like, we remember that to this day. I don't even remember it. And so on that, because of that podcast, I was like, you know what? Let's do that some more. And so we had just not too long ago, we had, I think it was a couple boys or something, but we got them and had, I had a boy, that's what it was, and had him like, coached him on, okay, this is what you're going to do. And he got to wear full costume.
To be an actor.
And be an actor.
And to be a part of this,
to be a part of it. And now hopefully that will stick with him. And like, I remember one time when
And then 20 years from now, he'll be on the pod.
Yes, exactly.
I remember.
If I'm still kicking. Okay, well, so the next thing I have is unexpected customer service. And so I have think outside the box. It's about surprising people with unexpected acts of kindness and thoughtfulness. Now, let me do a disclaimer here really quick. As most of our podcasts or many of our podcasts, we let me back up. We don't have it all figured out on any of the things we talk about. But I would say on this one, even there's many of these things we don't do, but I want to. And so we're just discussing the topic as like, I think this is something that we should have.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not claiming that we do customer service well. We probably really don't. I mean, we have a great Sunday school, but we probably don't have this customer service thing down. And so that's, anyway, that's my little disclaimer is it's not like we got this all together. But I was, before we started the episode, I was telling you guys about a story. And I should have looked up the name of this. I read about it. I actually read about it in 2 different books. But there's a hotel in LA, and it's, from what I understand, I did look up pictures of it. It's not like a super fancy hotel. It's just it's a decent hotel. It's a nice hotel, downtown LA. And but in this hotel, there's several things that they do that's in this vein of thought that we're talking about. Like they, I know a lot of hotels do this, but they have like little candies, in the room and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But one of the things they do that I don't think anybody else does, is out by the pool. They have a pool, and then there's a red phone, and it's like an old style phone. And it's a red phone, and it has a sign, and it says popsicle hotline. So the kids or whoever, it doesn't matter, can be playing in the pool. And if you pick up the phone, you don't have to dial. You just pick it up, and it immediately goes, and they answer it on the other end, popsicle hotline. And you can order popsicles. You're like, yeah, I want 2 popsicles. And then they come out, and they have white glove service, and they have popsicles on the silver tray.
That's so cool.
That is so cool.
And they bring popsicles. And so it's Seth Godin, marketing guru. He talks about something that's remarkable as something that people remark about,
Mm-hmm.
That's remarkable. People, they stay at that hotel. They're like, you wouldn't believe this,
Yeah.
And like, that's cool for adults, but just like imagine a kid doing that.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
How shocking that is. And that's like how our sets, like adults come up here and are like shocked by it.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it's just like incredible to kids, especially like if they've come in from a Sunday school that doesn't really have a set.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
it's
their first
totally
time seeing it.
unexpected.
Yeah, totally unexpected.
And I would say, like, okay, using the popsicle example, that is like minimal effort and minimal cost. I mean, it costs virtually nothing.
Right.
And the effort's not that big. Versus the sets, that's a big deal, that's a lot of work. But I think that there's probably things we could implement in our Sunday school that are just small things that would be like, wow, can you believe, especially with kids, can you believe, Mom, they did this, whatever. I remember, I don't know if they still do it, but Brother Booker and his team in Rialto, California, they did a red carpet for kids that came on the bus.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if they still do it or not, but they had, if I understood it right, they would have like the bus would pull up and they had this red carpet. The kids would walk out on, and then they'd have staff on the sides high-fiving them and cheering them like they're cool. Like, royalty.
I think that one time for the space theme, didn't we do something like we all got like cadet name tags with our picture on them or something like that?
Yes.
And we got to like have them, and we were supposed to like bring them. I don't remember if we brought them or if we left them there and got them like every. I'm assuming we left them.
I think we left them. Yeah, I remember that.
And got them.
Yes, that was in our first space theme.
Oh wow!
Back when, we've done how many space themes have we done? 3, I think.
3, I believe.
So that one was in the fellowship hall when we had to set up every week and take down. And so we made Jessie, now Jessie Parent, she made them.
I remember like
pictures on them,
and they were like, so you were part of the space team, and like you were a cadet and all this stuff. That's cool. And I think that's super cool because it felt like we were like, oh yeah, we're a part of this.
Yeah,
like,
and that costs $20. I don't know, not hardly anything.
Right.
A little bit of time,
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. But what I do remember is a spy theme. And like we were all split up into, I think it was 3 different groups. And our team was like forensics, and we got a badge for that.
Oh, okay.
It was
so for being on the forensic team?
Yeah, it was cool. And then everybody had like their own something that like identified what team they were a part of.
Yeah.
And
we could do better on that. We've done some of that before, but like you can buy like for birthday parties where you can buy those packs from Oriental Trading or something where you get tons of sunglasses or
basically
whatever.
Party favors.
Yeah, party favors. Yeah. And we could do that, not maybe every Sunday, but like, and the thing is like, let's just take sunglasses, for example. You could do sunglasses as a party favor and it could mean really nothing to the kid or to the kids. But if it's part of the theme and it's like, we're doing a mission. Oh, you got to wear these
special spy glasses.
Yeah, you got to wear these special glasses, and you put a story behind it. Now all of a sudden, these glasses are a big deal, and then it's like, and you get to take them home.
Yeah, that's cool.
See, we could do that. We can implement that.
Yes.
Next Sunday.
Yeah, that would be good. Cool. We should totally.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, we should totally do that. Yeah, that'd be good.
Give every kid an Apple Watch and say, "This is your spy watch." Oh, and you get to take it home.
Yeah. So what I had is go beyond traditional customer service or team management and create a culture of extraordinary care and attention that leaves a lasting impression. So that's kind of like what we just talked about. But I guess also with our team, I think that Sunday school leaders could do this. Like from a business perspective, if you treat your employees great, then that will in turn they will give good customer service. I think there's a book, Unreasonable Hospitality, and it's kind of about the restaurant industry, but they talk about that is there's a company, I can't remember what company it is, but their motto is nothing about customer service. It's all about employees. We treat our employees the best, absolute best. And so what happens is it just is a natural inclination, that they have great customer service. And so I think we could implement some of that in our team. And I do think it's a little bit harder, especially for it to not feel contrived.
Right.
Like if we're going to implement that and like, oh, here's a special little gift for everybody, or whatever. I don't know. It feels corny,
Yeah.
But so
everyone
it has to be
gather
genuine.
Round, partners.
Yeah.
Here's that's what they do at Starbucks.
Like little dental, the bags you get from the dentist. Like it's like toothpaste and
there you go.
Dental floss.
Yeah. So what could we do? We could do like I don't know. Oh, hats maybe because we do a lot of hats.
This is something kind of
Here's
random,
your wig.
but like for team building at Nike. Am I allowed to say stuff like this?
Sure.
No, just like your place of business.
Well, anyways, they like do huddles in the mornings and in the evening. So in the mornings, they basically set their goals for the day or like what they want to accomplish, and then somebody. For every huddle, a different person gets a chance to like lead the huddle.
Oh, wow.
And so they basically think of something that they're going to say. So easy example is just do it. So everybody's like ready for it. And then they'll be like, clap it up. And then everybody's like clapping. You're in like this huge circle with like tons of people.
Yeah.
And then like the person that's in charge will be like, just. And everyone's like, do it. Just do it.
Oh, okay.
Swoosh. Like they do that. And then at the end of the day, they do basically the same thing, but what goals that they achieved, like how much money they hit that day, how much units were sold, whatever.
Oh, wow.
And it's like a team building thing. And then each person like gets a chance to lead it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's very interesting.
And do people seem invested in it?
Yeah.
In the process?
People get very invested in it.
See, that's cool because, I think I did in my long career I did a little stint in sales, and I remember doing something kind of similar. It was on Monday mornings, and we would meet, and then our manager, I think he was a manager. He would play, We Will Rock You. Like that. So he would play that, and but it wasn't nearly the same vibe. There's a lot of older people. I was youngest by far.
Oh no!
And so it was a little more corny, but that sounds cool.
Go
ahead.
Go ahead.
I just thought it was cool because it's like I was super new, and they bring everybody together, like even before you're off of your shift, basically.
Oh yeah.
And so everybody can basically, if there's a new person, like you're kind of introduced to the group or whatever group is there. I don't know. I thought that was cool. Anyways,
I think that it might not be like completely reasonable to, or like achievable maybe to do, like say something like that like every week after Sunday school. But I think that it would be cool like once a month you can say, okay, like who's somebody that like who's a bus kid that you've connected with? What is their name? Something kind of like talk about somebody you've connected with, or something like you've noticed like a positive impact that's been, you mean
like among the staff?
Yes, among the staff.
That's
like
cool.
this is like something cool that I saw happen, as a direct correlation to, Sunday school, or something we taught, or like they came up to me and remember the verse from last week, or, something like that. Even the church kids, not necessarily just the bus kids, but like, or you learn somebody's name from the bus, or you learn, something like that, like once a month or something, I think would be a cool way to like, I guess, care more about the kids maybe. Yeah. And make it more so about them and like, focused on
bring
their
some attention to it.
Right.
Yes.
Instead of just being like, okay, we're going to go out there and we're going to do this and then leave and not really think about the kids.
Right. Yeah.
Or like, where they're coming from or what they're going through. And so I think that would be kind of like more like, it might be a lot harder to do every single week. Cause like if I take the kids down to the bus, or like our kids down to the sanctuary, then I'm like stuck in the sanctuary kind of. Yeah. But if it was like, okay, once a month we're gonna do this kind of thing after Sunday school, and then everyone just like come up after a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Cool. I like
People
that.
can like talk about how they've connected with the kids, and then maybe even make a new goal for the next
meeting. Like there's this kid that I want to.
Yeah, like I've been working with them, and like hopefully by this time next month,
I want to see them pray in the altar more or something like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like when the group of people you're around, team building, I guess, is like, it doesn't feel necessary, but I feel like it would kind of bind you together and make you stronger.
It would help, especially because we have such a big staff role that rotates.
Yeah.
If we got all, like you said, one Sunday or something, it's like, okay, all, 30 people or something, all 30 is going to come up here.
Yeah,
and
that would
do
be
this.
super cool.
Yeah.
Or even like in the morning, just like say, okay, like who's one kid who you hope like, has a good experience, like a good experience in the altar day or something like that. Like in the morning, it could be like, okay, well, think of one kid and like say their name, and then we're all going to pray that like Sunday school goes good and the kids glean something from it, and call that kid's name in prayer that you chose, so that you can have them in mind.
And then when they come to the altar, we're going to all mob them.
And then when they come to the altar,
they never go back.
Yeah.
They like just wander up to the front and like,
or even like, I haven't seen this kid in a while, I hope that they show up today. You know, like.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Yeah. I like that. That's a good idea. Okay. We're writing it down.
It's good stuff.
Okay. So a couple other things I have, and we kind of talked a little bit about some of this, but go over the top. And so I was talking about like exceeding expectations in ways that create lasting memories, like we talked about. And they can create loyalty. So creating those wow moments, And so I think, again, going back to like the popsicle stuff, the popsicle idea. Oh, and I guess the other thing I wanted to say is like the culture of it. I can't remember the story exactly, but the same hotel, what was it? I think the family I think the family was trying to go to the beach or something. There was a family there and they were trying to go to the beach, and it ended up raining or something. They couldn't go. And one of the staff overheard, just overheard their conversation, and they had went out to go eat or something. And when they came back, when that family came back, the staff had gone out and got like, I wish I could remember the story. I don't remember if they got sand or what, but they got buckets and stuff. And in their like some certain area, they had all this stuff set up for them.
Oh,
so
wow.
they could come in and build like sandcastle or something like that.
That is super cool.
Yeah, I mean, and that again, it didn't take a whole bunch. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to spend $1 million on this family today. It wasn't like that, but it was something small
and very unexpected. They would have never thought that was going to happen.
Huge,
right?
Yeah, especially since they didn't even tell it to anybody. It's just overheard.
Yeah, it was just overheard, and so I was like, man, can you imagine just little things that we could do that would make a kid just be like over the moon, you know? I mean, especially with kids, because it's easy to surprise, you know. So I think that we could do a lot, and there's two sides of it. I think that there's the one side of, and this is the best, is building a culture of it, so that we think of those things all the time. I mean, that's what happened with that staff person, right? Is it was a culture thing. But then there's also the other side of it that's a little more institutional, I guess, but is planning it. Like kind of the ideas we were just talking about. But like we plan something, we say, okay, in 3 weeks from now, we're going to do this. And it's going to be really cool, and it's going to be unexpected. And the kids are like, whoa.
And that's even how you tell the staff, like, if you can get the script out in time, like try to plan your segment and what can you do to make it over the top? What can you do to make offering so memorable or memory verse so memorable?
Oh man, now you're getting on my candy stick. Yeah, one of the dreams I have, and we're actually working on something right now that might help us implement this, but is like offering, for example, is typically a 2-minute segment. And I tell people, so imagine that offering is all you are going to do, and you have like 6 weeks to prepare for it.
Yeah.
And it's within the context of the lesson. Like, you know, I think today, I think it's repentance or something. So it's within the context of the lesson, and you still only have 2 minutes. But what could you do to just make it epic?
To blow the kids' minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so imagine if you did that and you had a bunch of time to prepare, and you're like, okay, we're going to make offerings so cool that kids are going to be like talking about it. And then imagine if everybody was doing that with every segment, then Sunday school would just blow your mind. I mean, you know, and you still keep the time frame, but you just make it epic. Like those 2 minutes are like, that's what everybody's going to talk about, is those 2 minutes, because it was so incredible.
Yeah,
so that's cool. That's a goal of mine, that someday we get there.
That would be cool. You know what I'm randomly thinking of is the party popper things we had, the confetti poppers.
Oh, yeah.
Like doing that in the middle of
praise.
praise.
We got these like party poppers.
That would be cool, yeah.
They were $1.
They were $1.
They were $1. The cleanup was.
The cleanup was more than $1.
It was several hours later, but no. Yeah, we were talking about how it was like, we're like, these were $1, and that was like actually really cool.
They were so cool, but we did them outside, so they blew.
Yeah,
that's why the cleanup was so like in here, we could just vacuum it up.
Yeah.
Like how shocked
that
would
would
the kids
cool.
be to hear bang?
Yeah.
And just and they're loud
everywhere.
and
They're
You know, another thing that I would like to do is like a candy rain.
A what?
A candy rain.
Oh.
Or just throw candy at.
Suckers,
Yeah. So like
hits kids in the head, give them some bruises.
Giant box of hot tamales.
I saw a video. I saw a video of a concert. I think it was Hillsong Kids a long time ago. And they had these balloons. Like, I didn't even notice them. And I don't know if anybody else did, but they were up in the ceiling and they had some kind of release. And these balloons just fell out of the ceiling.
That's
all amongst the kids. I was like, that would be awesome.
It seems like it'd be easy too. Because you could just like hang up a like a tarp or something, and then you could somehow like just yank the tarp back,
something,
or something. I'm not an engineer.
Yeah,
I'm sure you could figure
I'm
it
sure
out.
we could.
I'm sure somebody
like
could figure it out and just have the balloons up there. That'd be so cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, we got a fairly high ceiling. We could probably do it.
I would never.
I mean, I think kids would notice maybe unless it was fully covered. Maybe I don't know.
Well,
but
if it's like a tarp or something, they wouldn't know it's up there. They would just think it was like.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I probably would.
I remember it looked awesome. I took some video when we were at the Kingdom Kids conference in Tennessee. We did this last year too, but for the intermission, there's all these beach balls, big, huge beach balls.
And I've seen this.
Bounce around, amongst the crowd. Yeah. And then there's this one I was showing Ashton. There's this one that's like, it's gigantic. I can't remember how big it is. It's huge. So you like lift it up, and it's probably, I don't know, at least 6 feet diameter.
Wow.
It's a humongous.
You know what you could also do is just have like 4 people like up in that top part. Is there an opening between this like...
Yeah.
For what? In the maze?
Up on the
top, like to go over.
Oh yeah, you can see
over the wall.
Yeah.
You just have like 4 people up there and just like get giant balloons or something, and just during praise or something, just have people just start throwing them out.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
The one thing is there's one boy in our Sunday school, at least one, but there's one boy in our Sunday school that's deathly afraid of balloons.
Seriously?
No.
He's afraid of the pop. Yes.
If they pop.
Yeah, if they pop. So,
careful, everyone.
We could just like
take him to the back.
Yeah, we could kind of help him out or something since we know. Okay, we kind of talked about this a little bit, and when we are running out of time, but do it for the team, and then I put "and" with an underline on it. You see that? Do it for the team and the kids. So, extend hospitality to your team and do the unexpected. Then it will transfer to the kids, which are your quote unquote customers. And so we kind of talked about that a little bit. But one of the things, maybe to wrap up, is I put while skills are important, we should focus on cultivating a genuine desire to serve extraordinarily. I spelled it right on that one. So not extortionally,
nice.
But to serve extraordinarily. I'm learning as we go. So if we could transfer this, I remember, I don't know, a couple years ago, I think, we went to the children's ministry seminar down in Redlands. And we came back from it. And Brennan had went, and a few of us went, and somebody asked, "Well, what'd you learn?" or something. It was in Sunday school, like in practice. Well, what'd you guys learn? And Brennan, he said, "Love the kids."
I remember that. I remember because people were saying that like while we were there. Yeah. Like that was a major point. It's like you have to, the kids, and that's what Brennan took away from it. Love the kids.
And so, but he was saying like, because sometimes we can get, and I don't think this is like a defining of our Sunday school or anything, but sometimes we can be like, man, these kids are out of line and stuff, and try to get them. The
kids are crazy behave. Today. Yeah. That's what we say.
But he was saying, and it was really good. But yeah, it was love the kids and be thinking about the kid, kind of like what you were talking about, Shaylee. And so love the kids and be thinking of what's their needs? What is it that they need? What is it that we can do for them to get closer to God? And so I think that if we're not careful, we can get sidetracked on what we want to do and what we want to accomplish, and
just making it through the Sunday school.
Like
get through it.
Like where are we at on the timer? Yeah. So I think skills are important. We have some people in training right now, and so I'm doing kind of an experiment with some training, and trying to teach some skills and stuff. But while skills are important, like we do acting, or we have, our AV stuff, or singing, or wardrobe, all these things that are kind of like in the skill department. If we can learn to have that genuine love for the kids and want to serve them, right. They are our quote unquote customers, and be over the top in our customer service,
Yes.
All right. Well, just a recap. So delight in serving others, to, have joy in it. And remember, it's for the kingdom of God, not just those kids. And then do unexpected things, unexpected customer service. And it can be small stuff, but just unexpected, like, oh.
Yeah, you don't want them to come in and be like, oh, I know it's going to happen. It's going to be this and it's going to be this.
Yeah, exactly.
Except our kids, they sneak and look at the script.
Yeah, well, have you noticed I don't post it up front anymore?
Oh, really? I just remember when you put the fake one up there.
Yeah.
And I saw them read it. It was so funny.
So we used to post the script up on the back wall behind the stage. And some of the kids would, when they came in, they would go up, not quite up on the stage because they're not allowed to go on stage, but they would go read it to try to get to
guess the Bible story or the theme, what's going to happen.
I know the memory verse already. Aren't I good?
Yeah, exactly. And so, because that's exactly what happened is a couple times they knew the memory verse, and I was like, how do they know what we're going to do? Well, then I saw the one little boy in particular. I saw run up there at the beginning, and I saw him look at the script. I was like, So one week I just really quick made a fake one, and it actually said stuff on it like it should have been their name, memory verse or something that said you wish, so
something like that. And people read it, they read it, and they were like, guys, look at this.
That's
it was really funny.
You should have been these kids are taken to the back and sent back to their parents.
Yeah, so we I don't post it up there anymore. We don't have it. We just use the iPad with the timer on it.
Yeah.
All right, and then go over the top. So that's those two kind of go hand in hand, I think. But you can do unexpected, something unexpected, and then so let's say it's a gift, like the sunglasses. It's a gift that you're going to present, so that's unexpected. Oh, it's a gift. But then go over the top in how it's
use
presented.
It in the theme.
Yeah, exactly.
Make this whole story with it. Yeah, like you said.
Or when you gave that boy the pencil that
the giant pencil
used.
Yes.
I think that because it was in the entire theme, and then it's well, here, you get to have this,
Yeah, that was cool.
I think that, that's something that.
Yeah, and luckily he had two, because what was it? They were both super close with whatever it was, and so
what was it for? Was it for the highest offering?
It was for offering.
Was it offering?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Because everybody that gave offering got a pencil, just a regular pencil. They were designed and stuff.
Yeah,
and then whoever gave the most, was it?
I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think it was.
Got the reporter's pencil.
Yeah, and they were within. Just a little bit, but the one boy, apparently, we found out later.
Oh yeah,
it was $50 or something. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But we found out later that was given to him. It was his own money, and it was given to him, and he wanted to give it in offering.
Wow, yeah,
it was really cool. Yeah.
And then his little brother was like, he was supposed to buy me candy with that.
Didn't he get it for his birthday? It was his birthday.
Yeah, his birthday.
So,
his birthday money. That's so
I was
sweet.
take your pencil and be happy.
And then do it for the team and the kids. And so your team is important. And if we can have great quote unquote customer service with our team, then that should transfer. So I like your idea, Shaylee. I think we might try to do something like that, a big.
I'll come up with the chant.
Okay.
Sunday school chant we can do.
Yeah, there we go. Some kind of,
I don't even know. Me too. I was trying to think of it too.
So it's kind of Bible adventures is kind of our thing.
Bible adventures.
B-I-B-L-E. Adventures.
There you go. Okay, next podcast we got to have a chant.
Yeah. So. Okay, next podcast.
New intro.
New intro coming soon.